Wednesday?
Yeah. I mean, any day is any day except tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got Pond Water and we're recording World Class Flashback. I think we're gonna do like 3 episodes.
Okay.
Let's see.
clip.
Next week we got the World Series, obviously.
89. We've done that, haven't we? That's the Earthquake series.
Have we done 89?
We've done the Earthquake series. I know.
Well, we have Ed
We're gonna do
Too
it
Tall
again.
Jones. Ed Too Tall Jones. What did he do?
Played football.
Got his 1,000th career tackle, so we can do him instead and then do 2006 or 89 NFL.
But how many rushing yards did he have?
Actually, we've never done the 89 World Series because I made sure we've never even covered 89 in October.
Yeah. So we're good.
Yeah, we're fine.
Could have swore we had done it.
So World Series. Just for Timmy, George Strait wins a Country Music Association Award.
Just one?
Well, that's all it says. Oh, this is the year the Cowboys and the Vikings made one of the dumbest trades of all time.
Herschel Walker.
Yep, the Herschel Walker trade. So do you want to do the World Series or the Herschel Walker trade?
Herschel Walker.
What was our TV story? Because the deep cut is Colin Powell.
I believe it's Colin
Powell. Jim Baker goes to prison, or he's sentenced. Where the fuck? Where was our movie story?
October of 89.
Colin Powell becomes the youngest and first black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. There you go. Excuse me.
Might have to dig to find out which Diddy party he went to.
Colin Powell?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like an R&B type.
I bet he's been to a Diddy party.
Like, you could tell me he listens to George Strait, and I believe it.
Well, he's dead now, so.
Well, I understand, but.
So is Diddy. He just doesn't know it.
All right, I thought I had a TV story. I'll find one.
It's October. I'm sure there's a show starting up or something.
Yeah, there should be seasons. There was that's why I thought there was a season premiere or a series premiere. And
Seinfeld, maybe?
No. I'll find it. No need to worry about it right now. But there you go. There's 89 in a nutshell.
All right, let's roll.
Why? I like sitting here.
I have shit to do.
Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me as always,
Step Hens.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touched myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk? Yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No, I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You got right! Oh, you're right! The
Pow!
Sunday.
Whoa. And welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Step Hens.
Step Hens.
Join me as always, Dollar Bill Dave.
My mic works again.
Yay!
Yeah.
I had to switch from Chrome to Firefox.
That sounds
Yay.
terrible. Do they still make
Chrome's way
Firefox?
I don't
Chrome's
know.
way better.
I had to get on Netscape Navigator for my
Yeah.
mic to work.
I'm using eBay.
Timmy C's here.
I'm in the middle of the ocean right now.
His headphones work. Yes, he's also navigating the globe.
Oh, I'm in Punta Cana right now. Yay.
You
When is
shouldn't
this
call her.
show?
You shouldn't call her that.
When does the show drop? Because I could be at work. I don't know.
You're probably at work. It'll be on a Tuesday.
In 9 days.
I probably when it drops, I'll probably be at work.
Don't hurt
Yeah.
yourself.
I hurt myself all the time. Please remember to subscribe and rate the show wherever you get your podcasts. While you're at it, follow our show on Twitter at FF Podcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network on Twitter at Ram Sports Net, and of course, search for us on YouTube. Just search for Filter Free Podcast. You'll find us. And Timmy, when they go to www.patreon.com/Ram Network, I mean, I don't know if they have enough time to watch all the content that we put out.
They most likely don't. But we have a plethora of content. We have all of our old shows, Legends Let's Rethink This, Evolution of Evil. Plus, we have some that we're still doing. Football is getting paid with Tim and Dave, which I am whooping that ass. Wrestling with commercials, which we put one of those out a couple weeks ago. Might need to get one of those once we get back from vacation. Plus, you'll get our flagship shows, TNA Top 10, Talking Wrestling, Pondwater Dave, us, of course. Plus, you'll get shows like Eras, The New Generation, World Class Flashback, Power of the Pen, Hard Times and Beyond, the CWA Retrospective, I Was There, Put It in Your Mouth. What else? It's got to be something else. You two are doing some Portland show.
You keep saying you too, like you're not allowed to be on it.
I heard it requires reading a book, and I don't know if I'm into that.
You just
I'm
have
gonna
to
read it. I'm gonna start reading it on the airplane going to Punta Cana.
Yeah, you just have to read, and you don't like that.
This is Kentucky.
I can't do that.
We don't do that here. It's like an audio book I could get.
Books are banned.
Can I go to Audible?
Have Sarah just read it to you.
There you go.
Well, no, I mean, she's from Kentucky, but she lives in Tennessee, so maybe it's legal there. We'll see.
Some of that education probably wore off on her in Tennessee.
Make Carson read it to you for like her daily reading
Nice.
exercises.
She's in 4th grade. We don't do that anymore in Kentucky. That stops at 3rd grade. You only got to read it at 3rd grade level, and then it's done.
It's tremendous. I like, man, I'm really excited to do this show. You're going to have to read a book. Never mind.
No,
All
is
right.
it like a picture book?
There doesn't seem to be a lot of pictures in it now.
Shit.
And it's quite thick.
That's what she said.
And is that what she said? Are we ready to start? We're only going back 18 years this week.
Only 18 years.
Only 18 years. I mean, that's short for us.
That's also what she said.
That is also what she said, because this week we're going back to October of 2006. Let's see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events. Filter free up first. Stories that missed the cut. October 1st, Daryl Strawberry marries Tracy Boulware.
Was she related to Peter Boulware?
That's Florida State Seminole legend, Peter Boulware. And they're still married.
That is a
Peter
great question.
Peter Boulware and his wife?
I don't know. I don't know. What about Daryl Strawberry and Tracy Boulware?
Yep, they're still married too.
You know what else Daryl Strawberry is married to? Cocaine.
I mean, he's quite old now. I'm sure he's not.
Afrin?
Cocaine. You do put both up your nose. I'm sure Daryl's put it other places as well.
Stripper's butt crack. October 2nd, Charles Carl Roberts kills 5 schoolgirls when he shoots up an Amish school in Nickel Pines, Pennsylvania, and then kills himself.
He's probably pissed off about his name. Charles Carl.
Charles Carl.
That is terrible.
What is the shorthand for Charles? Chuck? It's Chuck.
Chuck.
Chuck Carl. Roberts.
Chuck Carl. Chucky Carl.
Wow.
Chuck Carl.
Carl.
Robert.
It's a Chuck.
I
October
think he was
5th.
related to Snake.
Do what?
Was he related to Jake the Snake?
I don't
Yeah.
I
Dave
doubt
just
it.
left.
Dave quit.
He's getting a hand job.
Probably. But no, he usually lets us watch that. October 5th, Antonio Pena, founder of the Lucha Libre promotion AAA, passes away.
He related to Tony Pena,
I don't think so.
former Pirates and Cardinals legend.
Tampa Bay Rays legend Carlos Pena.
Carlos Pena, yeah, that's a good one. I think he also played for the Cubs.
He did.
Willie Mo Pena, Cincinnati Reds legend.
Nice. Willie Mo Pena. That's going back.
Did you say moped?
Yes.
Willie Moped.
Yeah.
October 6th, Joey from Friends, Matt LeBlanc, divorces his wife, former model Melissa McKnight, after 3 years of marriage.
She related to Brian McKnight.
Is this going to be every
I
story?
mean, give me one that's not someone else I
It
know.
starts back at one.
That's what he was
Like a
doing. He
king
was starting back at
gonna
one other wife.
Just gonna marry you 3. Just plain to see that this marriage ain't for me and
No.
for
3 years.
He went on long enough till he was going to rhyme it. I knew it.
October 6th, Buck O'Neil, Hall of Fame baseball manager and first baseman for the Kansas City Monarchs in the Negro Leagues, dies at the age of 94.
Paul's dad.
related to Adam O'Neil.
Paul.
Paul. It's Paul's dad.
Tatum.
Maybe he is related to Adam O'Neil. We should ask him.
Ed. What about Ed O'Neil?
Ooh. Nice. Shoe salesman.
What about Shaquille?
Jermaine?
I think Shaq's last name is spelled differently.
It is.
Although he's black, so he's closer than any other O'Neil we've named.
That's true. And it's still not that close.
No.
October 7th, Tim Allen marries Jane Hajduke in Grand Lake, Colorado.
You think she's
You're
related
related
to
to-
Fred Hajduke?
It is unclear whether or not he trafficked cocaine before or after this wedding.
Who? Marcus Allen?
No, Tim Allen.
Oh, that's his cousin.
I think I've said that on the show. He was arrested in like 1978 for trafficking cocaine.
Yep.
It happened in 1978.
And then they let him off because he narked. He's a narc.
But then he became a hell of a tool man.
Well,
Good
no,
astronaut, too.
he was only such
He
a good
killed
tool man
Richard
because
Karn.
of Richard Karn, yeah. No, he's pretty
He's
well.
a good astronaut, too. Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz.
I was thinking of that space movie he did. I can't remember the name of it.
Toy
Galaxy
Story.
Quest.
There you go, Galaxy
Yeah,
Quest.
that, too. He wasn't a very good astronaut in that movie.
That movie was good.
October 11th.
5 stars.
30 Rock premieres in the U.S.
Are they related to Dwayne Johnson?
Chris Rock.
That makes more sense than The Rock. October 11th, Benito Martinez, a man from Cuba, dies as the world's oldest man at the age of 126.
Could you imagine living in Cuba and being 126 years old? You got
I can't imagine-
126 years of that shit.
I can't imagine living anywhere and being.
He was there
126.
before the island was there.
Yeah.
It was still
Cuba
part of
was still
Florida
part
when
of
he
Florida.
was born.
Yeah.
If you
He was born in South Tampa.
prop me up in the Playboy Mansion, and I was 126, I'd be just walking around like, please, just end it already.
Well, if you were, we'd call you Hugh Hefner. So, I mean,
Oh, that's a good point.
More like huge Hefner. What?
No wonder why I wore a bathrobe. Needed the breathing room. October 4th, the Tigers sweep the A's to win the ALCS. Meanwhile, 2 days later, the Cardinals beat the Mets in Game 7 to win the NLCS.
it was the 14th, not the 4th.
Whatever. October 14th. That's what I said.
Okay.
October 20th, Jane Wyatt, actress in Father's Knows Best and Star Trek, dies at the age of 96.
She related to Wyatt Earp.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
October 23rd, Beyonce releases her eventual Billboard Song of the Year in the form of Irreplaceable. On the same day, My Chemical Romance releases their third studio album called The Black Parade.
Never heard of them.
Which
Mm-mm.
My Chemical
Beyonce, I've heard of.
You never heard of My Chemical Romance?
It sounds like something that happens at a bar where guys get arrested.
No, just Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby was a huge fan of Chemical Romance.
It's
Yes,
been
he
a
was.
long time, and I need. October 27th, Joe Niekro, 1979 Major League All-Star and 1987 World Series winner, dies from a brain aneurysm at the age of 61.
He related to Phil Necro?
Yes, actually. Yes, he is.
Okay.
He looked like he was 61 when he was pitching in
That's correct.
1979.
All of those guys, all the Necros, Don Sutton, Charlie Huff, they all looked 80 out there pitching
Yeah.
because they're throwing knuckleballs. They're not throwing gas. October 28th,
The Arn Andersons of baseball.
legendary NBA coach and executive Red Auerbach dies of a heart attack at the age of 89.
I don't know any Auerbach.
Yeah, you don't know any other Auerbachs.
He related to Costanzo Auerbach.
That did you just mix?
He related to Blue
Seinfeld
Auerbach?
and the Celtics? Blue, stop it. Stories in the Wheelhouse, October 3rd. One of the more popular shows of the 2000s is released in the form of Friday Night Lights. This sports, teen, and family drama was inspired by the 1999 fiction novel by H.G. Bissinger, as well as the 2004 film of the same name. Filming of this show began in February of 2006 in Austin, Texas. Peter Berg, who directed the show, insisted on the show maintaining its legacy and being filmed in Texas. Berg also featured former Texas Longhorns coach Mac Brown as a booster in the show. The football scenes were filmed at Pflugerville High School, with some of the external scenes being filmed at the Texas School for the Deaf.
Bless you.
Thank you. In the show, one of the football players named Jason Street gets paralyzed in character. This was actually based off a real event. In 2003, David Edwards, a football player from Madison High School in San Antonio, was paralyzed during a game. Peter Berg, who was visiting high school football games to observe the energy in the stadiums throughout Texas, was actually at the game Edwards was paralyzed in. Even though the show was lauded by critics, its critical success never equated to television ratings. The first two seasons averaged 6 million viewers. Then, by the way, 6 million viewers across both seasons. Then season 3 was 4.6, 4 was 3.8, and 5 was 3.6 in the final 3 seasons.
Well, they should have graduated, so.
Initially targeted at the youth market, the show emphasized the football element. NBC teamed with social networking site Bebo to create a site that allowed students to upload videos and photos, as well as create blogs about their local football teams.
That's smart.
Students who participated were eligible for one of 10 $5,000 scholarships. In the later part of the first season, NBC chose to switch course and pursue the female demographic. The network designed a strategy based on the personal elements of the show, giving the show a tagline, "It's about life." The network even ran 30-second spots in movie theaters that featured cast members and fans being interviewed about the show. Although the series never had high viewership, it was met with critical acclaim and has a strong fan base. On the review aggregator website Metacritic, the first season received a score of 78 out of 100 based on 32 reviews. Throughout its inaugural season, many online journalists responded positively to the show. Matt Roush of TV Guide dedicated several of his Roush Dispatch columns to the show, calling the last episode of season 1 terrifically entertaining, while Zap Tuit's Amy Amatangelo asked her reader to promise to watch the last the last 4 episodes of Friday Night Lights. I had always heard this was a really good show, but never got around to watching it. Might be time to give it a try because the movie with Billy Bob Thornton was fantastic.
Connie Britton and Brad Leland both had roles in the original Friday Lights movie, also directed by series creator Peter Berg. Dylan's Panthers are based on Permian High School in Odessa, Texas, who won the Texas State Championship in the 4A classification in 1965 and 1972, and the 5A classification in 1980, 84, 89, and 91. Minka Kelly was working in a plastic surgery clinic when she was cast as Lila Garrity. As a way to make ends meet, she worked as a scrub nurse in which she prepared women for their lip and breast implants in between her auditions. In late 2005, Lindsay Lohan was initially offered the role of Tyra Collette. She declined, however, stating she wanted to focus on her career in film rather than on television. And drugs. She wanted to focus on drugs. Okay, TJ, I tried. I ain't ever seen this bullshit. When I want to get down to the nitty-gritty of high school football in Texas, there is only one source. Varsity Blues.
10!
It gets a 10 on Metacritic. You're muted.
I coughed earlier. That's why. Sorry. I was quoting the movie with you guys. Varsity Blues is probably still in my top 5, and that soundtrack is severely underrated.
That movie was so good. I don't know if JD's ever seen it. We're gonna watch it.
I still stop every time I see it.
I love that movie, but you can't watch it on TV.
Yeah, and kind of like at the time, obviously we didn't know this, but that cast was loaded.
Yeah,
we just didn't know yet because Paul Walker. Nobody knew who Paul Walker was.
James Vanderbeek, Ali
Lance
Larder.
Harbor. What do you mean? I didn't know who he was.
Shut up. And then who was Tweeter?
Scott Kahn.
Yeah, James Caan's kid.
James Caan, because he was hot for a minute.
Scott Caan, whatever his name is.
Kahn. It's Kahn.
Then he kind of faded away. Like he was awesome and gone in 60 seconds.
Well, he was on Hawaii 5-0 for that whole run.
And don't forget the pig. Excellent bacon made out of bacon.
I like bacon.
I do like bacon.
Hit the clip.
Oh, it's time for Dave's Fave. Have you seen it?
You slip her the hot beef injection.
We're men in tights, tights.
Maybe next time, think before it leaves me.
I got nothing, guys. Huh? Cowabunga!
All right, so we're tied 2-2 after last week. Now we're back. 5 new movies. October 2006. Some of these dropped in September, but we're going with it.
Like it.
Here we go. Movie number A with a budget of $90 million. Our first movie this week grossed $291.5 million at the box office.
Or the box office.
This is an American crime thriller film. This film's one of Dave's faves. Boom. An undercover cop. Make sure y'all have your paper and your pencil. Okay, here we go. An undercover cop and a mole in the police attempt to identify each other while infiltrating an Irish gang in South Boston. This film stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, and Mark Wahlberg.
The Matt Damon.
Damon.
This movie is fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic. Timmy said he wouldn't know any movies. Timmy C, what you got?
The Departed.
My man, TJ.
The Departed.
The Departed. Because he farted. All right, here we go. Movie number B. It's going to get a little bit harder now. On a budget of $70 million. Our second movie this week grossed $95 million at the box office.
It's good.
This is an American action-adventure drama film. A high school swim champion with a troubled past enrolls in the U.S. Coast Guard's A School, where legendary rescue swimmer Ben Randall teaches him hard lessons about loss, love, and self-sacrifice. This film stars Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher.
I can see it.
10.
The hell was the name of that?
8, 7, 6, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2. TJ, what you got?
Well, the only thing I can think of about Ashton Kutcher is he used to date Demi Moore. So I put granny panties. I don't know. I have no idea what this is.
Timmy C.
The Diver?
Nope. Close. The Guardian. Here we go. Movie number C with a budget of $12 million.
It's a tiny budget.
Our third movie this week grossed a total of $38.4 million at the box office.
Made more
This
money
is an
than
American. This is an American comedy film. This film's one of Dave's faves. A slacker competes with a repeat winner for best employee at a superstore in order to gain the affections of a new female employee. This film stars Dane Cook, Jessica Simpson, and Dax Shepard.
this movie was decent.
Jessica Simpson is so.
This was probably the last time Dane Cook was relevant. Was this movie?
Yes.
Yes.
This was 2006 was like his couple year claim to fame.
Yeah.
Timmy C, what you got?
Employee of the month.
Timmy C, TJ.
Employee of the month.
Both. All right. Here we go. Huge budget here. On a budget of $15 million.
Ooh.
Our fourth movie this week grossed $22.2 million at the box office.
Ouch.
This is an American action film.
On a $15 million budget?
A group of diamond thieves on the run kidnap the wife of a recently discharged veteran who goes on a chase through the South Carolina wilderness to retrieve her. This film stars Kelly Carlson, Robert Patrick, and John Cena.
Yeah, you can tell it was filmed on a short budget because they went through the wilds of South Carolina.
It was actually filmed in Canada, I'm sure.
See, the only issue is there's like 39 of these movies.
Yep.
This
Timmy
is the
C.
first one. The Marine.
Timmy C. TJ.
The Marine.
Both. Look at y'all go.
I mean, I had no fucking clue until you said John Cena.
Yeah, I was out.
I didn't want to go WWE films, so I just thought that would give it away completely.
Yeah.
All right,
Haven't seen
movie
no
number
Evil, though.
5, our last movie of the week. On a budget of $30 million. Our last movie this week grossed a total of $41 million at the box office.
Oof.
This is an American biographical sports drama film. Teenagers at a juvenile detention center under the leadership of their counselor gain self-esteem by playing football together. This film stars The Rock and Exhibit.
I can see it because this is before he was super huge. He was skinny.
Yeah. Skinny Rock.
Non-roided rock is how I prefer to.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of this movie, but I'm going to try.
TJ Steppins.
Road to Redemption. I can't remember the name of it.
Nope, not even close. TJ or Timmy.
Knockaround Gang or some dumb shit like that.
Close. Gridiron Gang.
See, so close.
So what'd you get? 1, 2, 3.
each got
So
3.
now it's still tied 5-5, but I'm giving TJ an extra point just cause.
Thank you.
There you have it.
It's because I guessed the proper number of Marine movies. There's 39.
There's no 39 was how much they spent on all of them.
I mean, it's there's too many. When I think one of the last ones they made, Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yeah, he was in one. They originally they wanted Randy Orton in it, and it got
But he went AWOL
because he went
they
AWOL
had
from
a
the
shit
Marine. They're
man.
like, yeah, no, he's not in it.
Yeah, don't do that. Actually, I remember that. There was
And
quite the
that's why
uproar.
I don't like Randy Orton.
That is also why I don't like Randy Orton.
Oh, he's a prick. That's kind of why I don't like him.
Well, yeah, I mean that falls into what we're talking about here. Speaking of pricks, this next story was a prick to watch. October 27th. It's October, and you know what that means. It's time to talk World Series. Last week, we discussed one of the greatest World Series ever, which took place in 1995 between Atlanta and Cleveland. This World Series wasn't that. This series took place between St. Louis and, by the way, St. Louis here, 83 and 78, which is only 161 games, by the way. Took on the 95 and 67 Tigers, who played a full season.
By the way, I could not find out where they lost that game.
I couldn't find it either.
I thought I had tracked
It's
it
a
down. There
mystery.
was like a gigantic storm
Only
in St.
4
Louis.
Hall of Famers.
Or
COVID game.
In 2006?
Yeah.
Okay. Only 4 Hall of Famers were in this series in the forms of Tony La Russa, Scott Rowland, Jim Leland, and Ivan Rodriguez.
It's Cincinnati Reds legend Scott Rowland.
Philadelphia Phillies legend. Fox was on the call for television with Joe Buck and Tim McCarver on the call. The Cardinals, with their sorry-ass 83-78 record, became the second worst team by record behind only the 73 Mets, who finished 82-79, also 161 games. More on this in a bit. The 95 World Series had every game but one finished within one run. Here in 06, only one game finished within one run, which was a Game 4 Cardinals win 5-4. Other than that, the Cards won in 5 games by a combined score of 22-11. The only game Detroit was able to win was Game 2, which they won 3-1. The Cardinals went. I think they were supposed to be 7-2 in Game 1, 5-0 in Game 3, 5-4 in Game 4, and 4-2 in Game 5. Neither team made the playoffs the next season, and the Cardinals became the team with the worst record to ever win the World Series. The record holder was the Minnesota Twins in 87, who finished with 85 wins, and that year they beat the Cardinals.
To me, teams like St. Louis with a barely above 500 record and winning it all is what makes the MLB playoffs so awesome. Baseball is a different breed, man. But I've always liked they've added more with this play-in game and all that crap. But I've always liked that the MLB playoffs were not a lot of teams.
Right.
Baseball, I mean, what is it? Basketball and hockey, literally half the teams in the whole damn league make the playoffs.
Yeah, half the league, yes.
That's stupid. However, not everyone feels the same way as me. The ratings for the 2006 World Series were considered alarmingly poor at the time. The ratings for games 1, 3, and 4 were the lowest rated games 1, 3, and 4 in World Series history. Game 1 at 8.0 particularly set the record for lowest rated World Series game of all time.
They would kill for that now.
Yeah, now so this was at the time. Now they're all lower than that. The series overall averaged 10.1 rating.
Ouch.
I don't remember this World Series at all.
I don't either.
So back to the 161 game thing before I get into my stuff. The only thing I found was there was some sort of weird weather crisis that came through St. Louis, but the game still had a score on it. So I don't know where that game went. I spent an hour looking for it this morning. Anyway, this was the first season for New Busch Stadium. And since I don't have anything nice to say about the trash-ass Cardinals, the stadium's nice. Stadium opened April 4th, 2006 with an exhibition between the minor league Memphis Redbirds and Springfield Cardinals. This is the third stadium in St. Louis to carry the name Busch Stadium. Guess that's what happens when you have a gigantic beer mogul in your town.
Busch.
In the stadium's debut season, every Cardinal game was sold out, giving a total of attendance of 3.4 million for the season, the second largest in team history, but has since been surpassed in 2007, 2008, and from 2014 to 2017. The stadium hosted the 2009 Major League Baseball All-Star Game on July 14, 2009. On March 9, 2016, the NHL announced the St. Louis Blues, for the first time in their 50-year history, would host an outdoor game. The 2017 NHL Winter Classic was held at Busch Stadium on January 2nd, 2017.
I remember that.
The best part about this ballpark is Ballpark Village. It's a multi-phase residential and entertainment complex located on the site of former Busch Stadium across the street from the new ballpark. Despite several years of delays, groundbreaking occurred February 2013, and the first phase was completed in time for opening day 2014. It is cool as shit. It's an awesome bar scene. You can see into the stadium. It's pretty cool.
It's kind of like the surrounding area of Wrigley. They put a lot of work into it. It's actually really nice now.
A lot of them are going that, like Cincinnati's done the same kind of thing with the banks in between the football and baseball stadium. It's a great place for entertainment.
Yeah. I've been there.
Where?
St. Louis Stadium.
Yeah.
Went and saw them play the Pirates in 2012.
Wow, that sounds like torture.
I will say again, even as a Cubs fan, Busch Stadium is on my list of stadiums I'd like to go to. Miller Park's up there too. A lot of beer stadiums in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Speaking of beer.
But today, I'm the greatest
of all time. Vernon and Waugh. Mike Vernon with a great left.
Here it is. H. Pressure with three. Winston's going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Comes down there. Over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but net. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Here we go. Major League leaders, 2006. There's some real good flashback players on these lists. Of course, we're going to start with batting average. Let's see if you can give me 5.
Albert Pujols.
Albert Pujols was 6'331".
Was Mauer there then?
Joe Mauer led the league at 347.
Who was the catcher? Joe
Mauer.
It's Joe Mauer.
Or who was the other twin? Had a real good average all the time. Moreau.
Joe Mauer was the catcher.
Moreau.
How many we need?
Morneau. That's the name.
How many do we need?
You need 5. You have 2.
Jeter.
A-Rod?
No.
No Jeter, no A-Rod?
Jeter is on here. He's 3rd, 343.
What about Cano?
Cano is 4th, 342. Need one more now.
Need one more. Give us some teams.
Bonds?
No. Good guess.
Give us some teams.
By the way, for the record, if you guys say a name and I don't answer because I didn't hear you.
Give us some teams.
Okay, thank you. Colorado had 2. The Angels, Baltimore.
Todd Helton.
No. Florida and Pittsburgh.
Miggy.
Miguel Cabrera, 5th.
Andrew
339. Here's
McCutchen.
the rest of your top 10. At number 10, Matt Halliday. Garrett Atkins was 9th, 329. There's your 2 Rockies. 8th, Vladimir Guerrero, 329. 7th, Miguel Tejada at 330. And 2nd of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Freddie Sanchez.
He was dirty.
Ooh. Let's go to, if I can find it, home runs.
Albert Pujols.
Not a lot of crossover between the 2 lists. You might have just got the one. Albert Pujols was 3rd with 49. See if you can give me 4 here.
Barry Bonds.
What'd you say?
Barry Bonds.
It froze again. Do it again. One more time.
Barry Bonds.
No Bonds. Thank you.
A-Rod.
No A-Rod.
Alfonso Soriano.
4th, 46.
Andrew
Big
McCutchen.
Papi.
Big Papi, 2nd at 54. Who did you, Andrew McCutchen?
Yeah.
No.
Give us some teams.
The Mets, the Braves, Cleveland, 2 White
Andrew
Sox.
Jones.
Tomei.
Andrew Jones tied for 9th at 41. Jim Tomei tied for 7th at 42. That's 6. Do you want to keep going or?
No.
Okay. Tied for 9th with Andrew Jones was Carlos Beltran, 41.
Oh, that's a good one.
Tied for 7th with Jim Tomei, Travis Hafner with 42. Jermaine Dye was 6th at 44. Pat Elvis, Lance Berkman was 5th at 45. And leading the league of the Philadelphia Phillies with 58, Ryan Howard.
Fat ass Ryan Howard.
Let's go to wins. Wow, there's a lot on this list. Let's see if you can do 4.
2006.
Carlos Zambrano.
Carlos Zambrano tied for 8th with 16.
Oh, shit. What was the guy? Went from Cleveland to the Yankees.
CC Sabathia.
There you go.
CC Sabathia. No.
Jamie Moyer.
I like that pick, but no.
Randy Johnson. He was with the Yankees then, wasn't he?
Randy Johnson tied for 4th with 17. He was probably 58 years old here.
Pettit.
Andy Pettit. No.
Verlander.
Justin Verlander tied for 4th with 17.
Dontrell Willis.
Dontrell Willis, he throws out willy-nilly. No.
That dude was awesome for a while, and then just
For like
fell
4
off.
years. He was
I think he was.
Remember that big leg kick he would do?
Yes.
Oh my god! All right, give us some teams.
Whew, there's a lot. Arizona, Atlanta,
Josh Beckett.
tied for 8th with 16. Technically, that's your 5.
Okay.
Here's the rest of your top 30. All tied
Willie
for
Mo
8th.
Pena.
All tied for 8th. Brandon Webb, John Smoltz, Brad Penny, Derek Lowe, Aaron Harang, Barry Zito,
Hooray!
Irvin Santana, Kevin Millwood, Roy Halladay,
Kevin Millwood.
and Joe Blanton.
No Bronson Arroyo?
No. All tied for 4th with Verlander and Randy Johnson was Kenny Rogers here in 06.
Oh, baby.
And
Kenny Rogers.
see ya.
I love his
3rd,
chicken.
John Garland of the White Sox at 18. And tied for the league lead with Johan Santana was Chin-Ming Wong with 19.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right, here we go. Saved. Let's just see how many you can get.
The guy
Mariano Rivera.
Rivera.
No.
What?
What?
Trevor Hoffman.
2nd with 46.
Francisco Cordero.
No.
Kevin Millwood.
I am not confident you're going to get too many more.
Kevin Millwood was a starting pitcher, you moron.
Not in 07. He had moved to the bullpen.
This
Or
is 06.
This is 06. Ding dong.
That's why he wasn't on there. What's give us some teams.
Florida, Seattle, Minnesota, Oakland, Detroit, Toronto, the Mets, White
Somebody's
Sox,
dog's barking.
and Angels.
I'm gonna go
K-Rod.
K-Rod led the league with 47. There's 2.
Gagne?
No, but you
Greg?
actually were in the right time frame, so good for you. Greg Gagne, yes.
Greg
John
Gagne.
Franco.
No. You want to throw in Randy Myers just for fun?
Well, I was thinking Bobby Thigpen, but Randy Myers is probably still pitching.
Here's the rest of your top 10. And there's no way you're going to get another one. All tied for 8th. Joe Borowski, J.J. Putz, and Joe Nathan.
God, Joe Nathan.
Tied for 6th. Houston
What a
Street
putz.
and Todd Jones. 5th, B.J. Ryan. 4th, Billy Wagner. And 3rd, the White Sox of Bobby Jenks. And that was box score trivia. Moving on, October 27th. On the same day that the Cards win the World Series, Amy Winehouse releases her 2nd and final studio album, Back to Black. Everyone knows the tragic end to Amy Winehouse's life, and in fact, this album was released just 9 months before her untimely demise. But let's focus on her 06 because here she was on fire. Winehouse's first record was influenced by jazz music, but then for album 2, she shifted. She shifted the sound to the girl groups of the 1950s and 60s, and even hired the band of New York singer Sharon Jones's band, the Dat Kings, as backup musicians. Winehouse also gained a reputation as a perfectionist. When she would record in studio, she would take the song, put it on a CD, and then put it in her dad's taxi cab so she would know how people would react to it.
A perfectionist. She had to hit that vein right in the middle.
Boy.
A perfectionist, unlike TJ. We'll get back to that.
Okay, thank you, I think. In May of 06, her songs You Know I'm No Good and Rehab appeared on the East Village Radio in New York.
I'm no good. I'm no good. I'm no good. Baby,
Had to
I'm
make
no
me go to
good.
rehab, and I said no, no, no.
It's not your time yet. She completed the 11-song album in just 5 months. Here in October of 06, promotion of Back to Black began and then was released in the UK on October 30th. It went to number 1 on the UK album charts in January of 07. When it was released in the US, it climbed to number 7 on the Billboard 200. Rehab was the first single from the album that was released and is probably the song she is most known for. Unfortunately, it's ironic.
Don't you think?
No, that's Alanis Morissette.
No, thank you. Not literally. But.
Back in Black. My name is Back to Black received widespread acclaim from music critics who praised Winehouse's songwriting and emotive singing style as the production. The album spawned 5 singles: Rehab, You Know I'm No Good, Back to Black, Tears Dry on Their Own, and Love is a Losing Game. I have only heard of Rehab.
Me too.
At the 2008 Grammy Awards, Back to Black won Best Pop Vocal Album and was nominated for Album of the Year. At the same ceremony, Winehouse won 4 additional awards, tying her with 5 other artists as the second most awarded female in a single ceremony. With sales of over 20 million copies worldwide, Back to Black is one of the best-selling albums of all time. I don't think Amy Winehouse is as great as everybody says she is.
I mean, like, she's an all-time heroin user, but
yeah.
Winehouse's dichotomous public image of critical and commercial success versus personal turmoil prompted significant media comment. The New Statesman called Winehouse, quote, a filthy-mouthed, down-to-earth diva. Okay. By 2008, which would be a year and a half after TJ said she died, her drug problems threatened her career. As Nick Gapfield, the president of Island Records, toyed with the idea of releasing Winehouse to deal with her problems. He said it's a reflection of her status when you flick through the TV coverage of the Grammys, and it's her image they use.
Why did I think she died in 2007?
I don't know, but she did not. It was like 2011.
2011.
Who died in 2011?
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse. I think I know why. It's because I read the year, and then she was 27, and I just combined them.
Same as Jimi Hendrix. Same as Janis Joplin.
That is my bad.
I was like, knee out.
You know what? You know where Dave's gonna have to go now. Rehab.
Rehab.
It's trying to make me go to rehab. Oh no.
In 2006, Winehouse admitted to punching a female fan in the face for criticizing her for having taken Blake Fielder civil as a husband. She then attacked her own spouse as he attempted to calm her down, kneeing him in the crotch.
Nice.
Do you think getting punched by Amy Winehouse would hurt? I mean, she literally was a bag of sticks.
You know, if you're a woman, it might.
I mean, I'm fairly confident if you got kneed in the balls, it would hurt.
Yeah.
I think I just hurt.
And I think the fact that she's a
cracking my
bag of
knee
sticks
on my
would make it
bed.
hurt worse.
No. She'd be like, pink. She'd
In
probably
two-
miss because she's all heroined up.
On April 20th. Or it makes her like superhuman.
Or that. Yeah. I don't know. I've never tried it.
I haven't either.
On April 26, 2008, Winehouse was cautioned, which in like England, that means like semi-arrested, after she admitted to police that she slapped a 30-year-old man in the face, a common assault offense, her first of 2. March 5th, 2009, Winehouse was arrested and charged with common assault following a claim by dancer Shireen Flash, great dancer name, that Winehouse hit her in the eye at September 2008 Prince's Trust Charity Ball.
She's just going places and just throwing hands.
Beating the shit out of people. On December 19th, 2009, Winehouse was arrested for a 3rd time on charges of common assault and public order offense after assaulting the front of house manager of the Milton Kynes Theater when he asked her to move to a different seat after a noisy participation in pantomime, playing and advised her not to drink more than she already had. Don't try to tell her not to drink.
Do you think like she just walks into places and like, all right, who's the biggest motherfucker here?
Oh, but you know what it
He was
does mean?
prepared for prison.
It means it's my turn. That means it's my turn. Let's go to Timmy's Trivioki.
Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears. My neck, my back.
Yep. I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take her to Bermuda. Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama. All right. Welcome to Timmy's Trivioki. Let's get on this. I feel like I've inspired.
I'm
Amy
sorry.
Winehouse, Rehab.
Song number 1, clue number 1. Close. Not all there.
Missing.
Clue number 2. See low.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too.
Wow.
Oh, Gnarls Barkley, crazy.
Dave gets it.
We've done
I
that.
remember when I
We've
remember
done that
when
one
I
before.
lost my mind.
Drive me crazy. That makes me crazy. That makes me crazy. Possibly.
Who else was in that band with him? Because I feel like they got the short end of the stick.
Gnarls Barkley,
Yeah,
Charles Barkley.
that would be awesome.
He played the tuba.
Song number 2. Clue number 1, not by Tom Cochran.
Steve Cochran.
Clue
Mickey
number
Cochran.
3, car tune.
Car Shield.
Clue number 3, male Dixie Chicks.
Florida Georgia line.
Clue number 4, Lightning McQueen.
It's from the Cars movie. I don't know it.
Owen Wilson.
Clue number 5, I want to ride it all night long.
Rascal Flats. Life is a Highway.
Life is a highway. I want to ride it
all night long.
What is it?
So
You said,
true
Dave?
story.
You
True
love those
story.
chicks.
In 2009, I went to a Rascal Flatts concert in Tampa.
I'm sorry.
Hootie opened for him. Well, Darius
Whoa.
Rucker. Darius
Oh,
Rucker opened
no,
for him.
Darius Rucker, not Hootie.
Oh.
And then Rascal Flatts came out and started singing.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, who are these chicks?
My very first question was, who's that dude and where's the girl singer?
Who's that dude?
I thought Rascal Flatts singer was a girl.
Nope. Well, male Dixie chick.
Mm.
Close.
That wasn't. I was also when Dave said Florida Georgia line, I was like, that's good. That's very good.
Well, there's 3 Dixie chicks. There's only
Well, there's
Okay.
Florida and Georgia line.
song number 3. Clue number 1, truth telling. Clue number 2, Columbia.
Sofia Vergara.
Clue number 3, sexy.
Sofia Vergara.
She's not a singer.
She could
She would be a
sing to
terrible
me.
singer.
She could sing to me. I don't care what she sounds like.
Clue number 4, Shakira.
Yes, Dave. Yes. Who? What?
Clue number 4, Shakira.
Oh, Shakira. Hips don't lie.
Dave gets it.
Bam!
I'm on the
Shakira,
road,
Shakira.
the waves don't
Ooh,
lie.
baby, when you talk like that, you
Ooh,
better go back,
let's
go
go.
I had the song in my head. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Oh, you just saw her hip shaking for
Yes.
like a loop in your head.
I was put back into a trance like I was 22 watching.
I love Shakira.
She's got a neat little turd cutter on her.
Oh,
Girls don't poop. All right, let's go. Deep cut.
here we go. October 4th, and what would become one of the more infamous happenings throughout the 2000s, Julian Assange launches Wikileaks. If you're unaware of Wikileaks, it was a website released by the aforementioned Julian Assange that would acquire document heaps and then expose the documents as human rights and civil liberty violations as a fly in my face by various governmental groups. It released footage of the July 12th, 2007 airstrike in Baghdad, in which Iraqi journalists from Reuters were killed by a U.S. helicopter crew. This led to a focus on the Iraq War and Afghanistan War, releasing thousands of U.S. military field logs, as well as emails from the government of Syria and Turkey. The website was inspired by Daniel Ellsberg's release of the Pentagon Papers in 1971. The purpose behind WikiLeaks was to shorten the time between a leak and its coverage by the media. The WikiLeaks internet domain was established here on October 4th, 2006, and then released its first document in December. Internal strife started early within the organization, as John Young was dropped from the WikiLeaks network in January of 2007 for questioning the plans for a multi-million-dollar fundraising goal. Young then accused the group of being an avenue for the CIA, and Young then published 150 emails from WikiLeaks. 3 years later, in 2010, the website closed down while management appealed for donations. The previous material that was published by the website was taken down. 1 month later, WikiLeaks announced that its fundraising goal was achieved. Weird. It only took a month. In the fall of 2010, the first data breach of WikiLeaks happened. This hack caused a series of internal disputes, and then a series of resignations of key members within the organization took place. The dissent was also fueled by the Iraq war logs and then Assange's response to sexual assault allegations.
In December 2011, WikiLeaks launched Friends of WikiLeaks, a social media network for supporters and founders of the website. Friends of WikiLeaks was designed for users to never have more than 12 friends, half local and half international. Huh?
It's like Facebook, but terrible.
I'm pretty sure most of these people didn't have more than 12 friends.
No.
The WikiLeaks Party was created in 2013, in part to support Julian Assange's failed bid for a Senate seat in Australia in the 2013 election, where he won 0.62% of the national vote.
It's pretty good.
3 fucking kangaroos voted for him. That's all the votes he got. No
and
wonder
one of them had a little baby in his pouch.
Got to cap it at 12 friends. In 2015, WikiLeaks began issuing bounties of up to $100,000 for leaks. Its website stated in 2015 that it had released 10 million documents online. In a 2017 interview by Amy Goodman, Julian Assange said that choosing between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump is like choosing between cholera or gonorrhea. Personally, I would prefer neither, is what he said.
And he pulled out cholera.
Right? But, I mean, they both got more than 3 kangaroo votes. So
that's accurate.
Having released information about a broad range of organizations and politicians, WikiLeaks started by 2016 to focus almost exclusively on Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. In the 2016 U.S. presidential election, WikiLeaks only exposed material damaging to the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton.
Wow, Timmy didn't really discuss Julian Assange.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I pretty much discussed the dysfunction of the company.
By 1987, at the age of 16, Assange became a skilled hacker under the name Mindax.
Good name.
Around this time, police raided his mother's home and confiscated his equipment. According to Assange, it involved some dodgy character who was alleging they had stolen $500,000 from Citibank. Ultimately, no charges were raised and his equipment was returned, but Assange decided it might be wise to be a bit more discreet. You think?
Mm-hmm.
The earliest detailed reports about Assange are the 1990s Australian press reports on him and print and TV news of his trial. In 1994, Assange was charged with 31 counts of crimes related to hacking, including defrauding Telecom Australia, fraudulent use of a telecommunications network, obtaining access to information, erasing data, and altering data. Facing a theoretical sentence of 290 years in prison, Assange struck a plea deal and pleaded guilty to 24 hacking charges, including breaches of the Crimes Act and fraudulent use of a telecommunications network.
Oh.
The judge called the charges quite serious and initially thought a jail term would be necessary, but ultimately sentenced Assange to a fine of $2,100 in Australia,
which is like $7,
and released him on a $5,000 good behavior bond. Beginning in 2010, Assange contested legal proceedings in the UK concerning the requested extradition of him to Sweden for a preliminary investigation into accusations of sexual offenses made in August of that year.
Oh, here we go.
Assange left Sweden for the UK on September 27th, and an international arrest warrant was issued the same day. Assange was suspected of rape of a lesser degree. I don't know what that means. It's rape, but not quite rape. So,
teeny wanger.
Unlawful coercion and multiple cases of sexual molestation. In June 2012, Assange breached bail and sought refuge at Ecuador's embassy in London and was granted asylum. The dude stayed there forever. This whole thing was crazy. When the
He should have been in jail forever.
He got. I remember. You remember who was the Army private that is now Chelsea Manning? What was the name before? Because they're the one that stole a bunch of stuff and sent it to Assange, and he posted it on WikiLeaks. And then Chelsea Manning ended up in prison in America.
Yeah.
That dude, I mean, he was putting everything out there on everybody.
Shit disturber.
Also, if you do, how do they phrase it? Rape of a lesser degree. If you're charged with that, there's only one reason why you seek refuge in Ecuador.
You did it.
Well, it wasn't. It was the Ecuador embassy.
It was the Ecuador embassy in London. There's only one reason why you do that.
And while we're on the subject of that, fuck you, Ecuador, protecting a rapist.
Well, I mean, the whole thing, a lot of it saying it's all trumped up charges because they were trying to get him for this, so they did something else. But I mean, nobody's ever going to know what really went down because nothing was ever really released.
I mean, if they trumped it up, you probably wouldn't try to get him on rape of a lesser degree. You would try to get him on full rape.
I think they were just trying to get him. That was the thing. So, but I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I wasn't there, and so, but this whole WikiLeaks thing was crazy, and it blew up.
Yeah, in no time fast.
Yeah, I mean, it just absolutely exploded, and the whole thing was nuts. And you talk about people like Edward Snowden giving out information and talking about what the government's doing or what people are doing, the spying. I always laugh, like my brother. I'm like, dude, you should get you an Amazon Alexa. I don't want that spying device in my house. I go, dude, you have an iPhone.
It's true.
It is.
It's a much bigger company that's infiltrating.
Literally the same thing. Everything you say, if you have a smartphone, everything you say, somebody's listening.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, the WikiLeaks thing was nuts back in, between 2006, 2012 timeframe.
Yeah.
You heard about it every day on the news about something. And they were releasing all kinds of information.
What'd you say, Timmy? Over 10 million documents released?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we still not know who killed JFK, though? Come on now.
We do.
It's Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
What does that mean?
He's not that good of a shot.
Telling you know him?
Yes. We're cousins.
Timmy Oswald.
I have his field rifle training report right here.
Actually, it's Tim Harvey.
Timmy O.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
If you enjoyed this week's episode, please let us know. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Popcast. Search us on YouTube, Filter Free Popcast. All the video versions of our show are there. And follow our network at Ram Sports Net. As for us, you can find us on all of our social media platforms at Timmy C.
At Timmy C 1979.
Dollar Bill Dave.
At Motorboat Dave. Or Dave in the HSV.
There you go. And I am at T Stevens 91. Next week we cover October of 1989. The Cowboys start a dynasty. Jim Baker is going to prison. The Bay Area gets shook and so much more. This has been the Filter Free Podcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. Why did Timmy's sperm cross the road?
I don't think I like this already.
He accidentally wore the wrong socks.
Joke of the week 2. Why did the duck go to prison?
He killed Goose.
He was quacking off in public.
With that duck joke, I would before we sign off here today, I'd like to say rest in peace to Joey Carr.
Yes.
Passed away a few days ago.
Super guy.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him was Top Guy Weekend last year in Huntsville.
Yep.
Hate it. Hate it. It sucked he had to live the last few years of his life the way he did. He's obviously in a much better place, but we will miss you, buddy.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yep. Good dude. See you later, Joey.